Millions of children are heading back to school. For many, it's the first time in over a year they're gathering in person, something medical experts say is much healthier for the kids than distance learning.
Being in the school, it makes me feel this feeling, this very happy feeling.
Educators worry, however, that in-person instruction will need to go virtual again due to widespread COVID-19 outbreaks. Pediatric cases continue to rise, with more than 204,000 reported last week, 300 kids a day being hospitalized. In South Carolina, Mystique Goodwin's daughter, Amari, is fighting for her life.
I'm just glad right now because they did take her out the medically induced coma. We still have a long road to go.
In an effort to minimize infections, many school districts are considering mask mandates, some getting considerable pushback from parents.
Unmask our kids!
Mask mandate arguments at school board meetings getting emotional, even physical at times.
All of this on live television.
Further illustrating the divide, a Gallup poll shows 48% of parents say all students should wear masks at school. 41% say no student should be required to do so, and 11% say masks should only be required for unvaccinated students. 9 governors have outlawed school mask mandates. 4 of them now face legal challenges. The other 5 face an Education Department investigation on whether outlawing those mandates discriminates against kids with compromised immune systems and other issues.
We know the spread of COVID happens when masks are not being used.
The CDC says based on recent data, school districts should require masks. But some, like the Heritage Foundation's Doug Badger, says that data is flawed, arguing the infection rate among kids in schools with mask mandates was not statistically significant compared with schools where mask use was optional. Dr. Chris Winter is one of a number of physicians who says wearing a mask at school is worth the effort.
Is it going to prevent every bit of community spread of a Delta variant? Of course it's not. Nothing that we know of can. Can it slow or hinder the progress of something of that nature? And I think the data is absolutely there. It's not debatable, really. I mean, masks work.
Pat, proponents say masks may be the difference between in-person learning and shutting down the schools, something no one wants.
Oh, Lorie, why are some parents so concerned about masks, and what are their options?
Pat, it all boils down to parental rights. A lot of parents are saying that a parent should decide what is best for their child. So it's important to note that people who are against mask mandates aren't saying that all children should go unmasked. What they're saying is if you as a parent feel it is best for your child to wear a mask and remain masked all day at school, then by all means do that. But if I, as a parent, feel what's best for my child is to be unmasked and remain unmasked all day at school, then I should have the right to do that. So it's, again, parents should decide what's best for their child. It should be noted, Pat, that the American Academy of Pediatricians does recommend universal masking at schools. But again, a lot of these parents say, I know better than my child's doctor what's best for my child.
I understand the administration has announced that 2 of the top FDA vaccine regulators are leaving. And what is the cause of that?
Well, that's right. 2 FDA advisors who advise about vaccines who have been there for many years quit, allegedly because of the Biden administration's announcement about booster shots. You may remember not too long ago, President Biden came out and said that people are going to need booster shots 8 months after they are fully vaccinated. Well, some people inside the FDA apparently said that the data really isn't there to support that announcement. Furthermore, the Biden administration said that people will be able to start getting their booster shots in the middle of September after the FDA approves that. And the FDA is saying that that was undue pressure being put on them to approve these booster shots when the data might not really be there, Pat.
One last question, Lorie. What percentage of young children have actually gotten COVID? It's just infinitesimal, isn't it? Or am I wrong in that?
Well, the numbers are growing. We know that last week, 204,000 children tested positive for COVID-19. And so we're seeing a lot of spread among children that we didn't see before with the other variant. Remember, this Delta variant is a completely different beast. And we're seeing a lot of hospitalizations at children's hospitals. Some of the ICUs are full of COVID patients. But this is the debate. Are the children really that much at risk? One thing we know for sure, Pat, is that in-person learning, getting those kids there together in school is so much better for them than the distance learning. And a lot of people are saying maybe masks might keep the kids at school, because if we see tremendous outbreaks, then the schools will be closed and the kids will be sent home for distance learning. So that's the concern. You know, a lot of parents are so frustrated about the idea of their kids having to wear masks at school that they're turning to homeschooling. We've seen homeschooling double recently in the wake of the COVID-19 pandemic, from about 2.5 to 5 million parents. We always saw a little bit of an uptick in the years leading up to the pandemic because of things like school shootings and violence and bullying and the things that the kids are being taught about sex and American history. And so that's something that we're seeing a lot of parents do because they're just so frustrated with the whole situation. They're just going to homeschool.